That's a pretty fair way of putting it. And I just realized that some of that was not live. It did not capture all of it.
Oh, rats.
That makes me sad. That's okay. We can just do a 30-second little quick recap here. Let me check my phone really quick. I think the wife messaged me. All right, so for my power rankings, we were just talking number 10 Patriots, number 9 Broncos, number 8 Rams. What you got, my friend? Just a quick recap for the people tuning in.
We had Chargers at 10, the Eagles at 9, and my 8 was Denver.
Denver, yes. So you put the Denver Broncos
Yes,
one step ahead of the Eagles. They got the win, so
it's almost goes right back to kind of that close game thing, like you were just talking about. You have the just a couple blocked field goals and a couple penalties. They'd be a 5-0 team. I do think, like you said, they have been overshadowed, but that doesn't stop my rankings. They've been floating easily 10, 11, 12 for a while, and then they go and put a stunner and show them, especially a fourth quarter comeback. Who puts up 18 points in the fourth quarter on the Eagles and stops them every time on the fourth quarter?
yeah.
So I think they deserved a good jump up, and that was also who we never see out of the Eagles. If they don't fix that slump, they'll probably stay where they are because it's the Giants. They won't slide too far down, but that might be why I slid them that far down.
It's fair. That's fair. Um,
Because according to everybody else, right,
yeah.
Broncos D wasn't too good.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, Philly scored 3 in the first quarter, 7 in the second quarter, 7 in the third quarter, or was it 7-7-7? No, yeah, no, it was no, what did they have? I was just looking at it.
I
Eagles.
got you. It was 3-7-7. You had it right.
Yeah, it's three seven
For
seven.
17 as a total. So
Yeah, for 17, and that's all they got through the first three quarters. And yeah, the Broncos didn't have anything, but I mean, you look at what the Eagles did against all their other opponents, and they put up a lot more points. They weren't busting out 40,
they really have.
but they did put up more points. They're averaging,
And
I think it was
they were also
25
in
points a game.
yeah. And they
Yeah.
were in control every game. Every game before that they've been in control. They've led a ton of time. They've just been ahead all the time. Never took their foot off the gas, so to speak. So, what was this stall we seen in the fourth quarter? Was it this elite almost what do they call it? The no fly zone or in Denver again?
The no-fly
2.0?
zone. Yeah.
Is it reincarnate? But yeah, so if they stall out against the Giants, which they shouldn't, they would stay respectfully at number 9,
Yeah.
but they wouldn't. I mean, they might slide up with a victory. I'd like to see them get back to their Super Bowl caliber, like they're gonna, like that would be their only loss is against the Broncos, in a
Hmm.
sense, right?
Right. Well, I've next got the Eagles at 7, and I feel like we just talked about them quite a bit because you had the Eagles at 9, and we were just talking about how because they were fighting against Denver. So I think
And
we'll
I
just
slid
talk about
Denver up
your
to
number
8.
7.
Yes, my number 7 is where I'll put the Rams.
That's where you put the rest. So we're kind of flip-flopping there on our 7 to 10 a little bit.
We're flip flopping a little
All
bit.
right. No,
We're
I
kind of
respect it.
feeling out the league a bit. I do think we're getting kind of a good solid top 10 to 12 out of the league, though. I'd have to say. I mean, you
It's
can
true.
put them wherever you want, but top 10 to 12 is kind of shaping.
It's true. I don't know. I had difficulty with it because I feel like there's legitimately 15 teams that are trying to make a case for the top 10 spot. And while I think the top 5 or 6 are pretty well the same for most people, aside from maybe mine, because I'm a little crazy, but I think there are, or like you were saying, you got the Chargers in there, and I considered them, and they're really good. And I feel like they get that O line back to being healthy, and they're going to go back to just kicking everybody's butt again.
Right. I can totally see it. Like I said, we just got to see. This weekend, this week, last week was so nutty. Things happened that should not have happened.
There was a lot of things that. Speaking of things that should have happened, Up at number 6, I got the Jags and Trevor Lawrence tripping and falling, trying to get up and slipping and falling again, and then getting up, breaking the tackle, and diving into the end zone for the winning touchdown against the Chiefs. That
My
there
gosh,
was
looked like a brand new baby deer out there. I heard that in a video. Like, didn't even have his legs yet. Got his toe stepped on, and he's out there prancing
I don't even know
and
how.
diving in. And where was his head at though? I mean, I know you're playing the Chiefs, but two or three delay a game calls. What's going on there? You know,
Yeah,
like I know it's loud. I know, but they're in Jacksonville. It wasn't Arrowhead. It couldn't have been that loud, right?
you would think that it would have been a little bit quieter for him on his snaps, yes, than if he would have been an Arrowhead. That is a concern.
Yeah, and
That
you know,
is a concern.
I do like you having them at this number six though, because their defense is pretty staunch, if you will.
It is.
They're number one in takeaways. They have the one Devin Lloyd. I think that was his fourth or fifth interception of the year already. Of the
Yeah.
year, this dude's on pace to set a new record we ain't seen yet. You know, and it's only a matter of time before they figure out not to throw to him, and then that takes out a whole chunk of people's game, so to speak. You know.
Yeah, it's true. They're gonna start avoiding wherever he's at. I feel like at some point. I am curious to see
Yes.
more
Yep.
of what is it, Travis Hunter?
Yeah, how about that? That's pretty amazing. You know, I know he did a lot in college, but to continually play offense and defense on both sides, it cost him a little bit on that chase down play when he made that great uh interrupt or pass interruption, deflected
Oh,
the
I
ball, but
know.
then he kind of
Afterwards,
started
where
limping
he
off for a
was
second.
limping.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
he
it
defended that
cost him a little
pass,
bit to
and
be.
yeah, that might have hurt him a
Yeah,
little bit.
and I think just a drive or two before, he had that crazy catch where he ended up getting dumped on his head and shoulders, you know?
Yeah, he did too.
So,
There's a lot of people that say playing cornerback is probably the most difficult position to play
ye
in the entirety of the
honestly,
NFL.
I mean, I could see it. Uh, If you don't play that one well, your team's just gassed. You're getting burned all the time, getting chunked for massive passing yards, and also that's the one with the most rules. You get almost no help as a defender. You get too handsy right after the 5 yard line
Yeah,
before or the 5 yard mark. It's
yeah,
holding. It's holding or some kind of something, and then a little too handsy. You tug on the jersey just a sec. Like you're both are flying through the air 20 miles an hour trying to catch this ball. You're gonna hold on to the dude too, in a sense, and that's almost too much. So I'd have to agree with that. It could be pretty tough, extremely tough.
yeah. I would definitely agree. It's extremely tough. Do you think he will continue on in this dual threat capacity that he's got, or do you think they're gonna
I
make him
think they'll
choose
let
one?
him as long. They got a younger head coach and stuff, so he might let him roll and see what happens. But as long as he don't gas himself out and he listens to his body, I guess maybe. But again, you don't see that for a reason if you want to play for more than maybe 3 or 4 seasons. So
Yeah. When I first heard about it, I was like, that's they're like a joke, right? Like people don't do that in the NFL. The only time you see like an offensive player on defense is when there's 3 seconds left and they're trying to throw a 70-yard Hail Mary, so put your hands team out there, your best receivers to try and catch the ball, intercept it.
yeah,
But
yeah,
there he
because
is out
they
there
know
guarding
exactly what it
Travis
is.
Kelsey and Worthy and Brown, and I'm like, damn,
And making it look good while he's doing it too.
he made it
I
look
mean,
good.
he's playing them both very well in both those positions. So go
That is
Travis
true.
Hunter. Keep doing the thing, but be careful doing it, I guess.
I definitely agree on that. I do have concerns when it comes to Trevor Lawrence. He has 1,066 yards, completion rate is only 60.4%, kind of low. He has 6 TDs and 5 interceptions, but he's only been sacked 6 times.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. That's pretty protected. That's quite. And some of these quarterbacks, they've had all day to throw, which is amazing. And I
Yeah.
feel like he would be one of them.
I feel like they do have a good offensive line. He hasn't been sacked very much, but the 5 interceptions with only 6 touchdowns. I don't know. Like I'm trying to like see maybe they have a lot more rushing touchdowns and they have 6. Hmm. I guess they just win low scoring games. They're kind of like the Giants of old, where the offense is
Yes.
good, but it's the defense that really keeps everything together, kind of like the Giants and the Ravens from the back in the day.
Yeah, there you go. That was a good comparison.
Do like that. So who do you have at number 6?
Let's see. I think number 6 belongs to the Colts.
Ooh,
They're on a really hot start. Danny Dimes is looking great out there. Jonathan Taylor is Jonathan Taylor, number one running back in the NFL for a year or two. Maybe not a year or two, but he was always up there
yeah, I
in a
think he's
couple
the
years
best this year
past.
so far.
And yeah, they lost one tough one to, again, a team that I think could be a Super Bowl contender again, the Rams, the
Yeah,
only one that put it up. And I mean, that was a dogfight. That went into overtime. Or, no, it didn't go into overtime. Real close.
yeah, it was real
Real
close.
close.
We have a viewer.
Howdy, viewer.
Hello, hello, viewer. I don't know who they are, but hello. Happy to have you here.
That's right. Welcome. We're
So,
halfway through the power rankings here.
yes,
My list is going to be pretty darn similar to yours. I thought you nailed it pretty well.
yeah,
Everyone that I've seen so far belongs kind of where they're at. I'm just going to switch a few here and there based on my opinion. Like I got or I guess the Jags and Colts are going to be switched for me just on that number one defense and takeaways and stuff. The Jags defense is just stonewalling it right now, and if you take the ball away, they're gonna win games.
yeah. I mean, if you don't allow your opponent to have the ball, then it does help. I have to admit, and that's really why you might not see my thing there. It's really a big deal. I mean, the defense holds you back, and then when you try to move the ball forward, and then you get it taken away from you. I mean, what are you supposed to do about that?
That's right. Yeah, it takes the wind out of your sails, and especially if it happens early. Takeovers early in the game, say goodnight. I know
Yeah,
that late game takeaways are deadly as well, but I mean, as far as like changing your team's attitude, if you come out and maybe opening drive, interception, or fumble on them, woo, you
right.
got to rethink your situation. So yeah, I'd put the Colts number 6, Jags number 5 for me, just based on the defenses out of the two.
Okay.
I think the Jags have had a couple more tougher games versus
I
the
would just.
Colts.
So the Colts have played the Rams, and I have the Colts next at number 5. So you were really right about how our power rankings are like, here's mine, here's yours, and they're just kind of some flip flop there. Because in the week one they
Yeah,
played
just
against the Dolphins, who've had a rough season. They smacked them. Who else is the close play? They beat
right.
Denver close, and they lost to the Rams, and they just beat up on Oakland. That was not close.
to say.
Yeah, to say the least, it was not close at all. Oh man, I'm trying to see that if I can go to the live stream itself so I can say hi to our viewer, but it's not allowing me to open it for some reason.
Oh, well, as long as they heard us say hello. Hello, world.
Yeah, I wanted to see if they could I don't know. That's fine. So yeah, I do got the
Yeah,
Colts
so
next, and I think Danny Dimes is doing great. I think the defense is doing just as well, but I think Jonathan Taylor really probably deserves the vast majority of the credit for what's happening there on the offense.
I'd have to agree there. I would have to agree there.
I don't. How can I put this? He's a he's a insanely fast running back, and he's like Christian McCaffrey. He can catch the ball as well. He's really good at that, and he can block.
And he hasn't fumbled once this year.
And he has not fumbled once, unlike the King, Derrick Henry.
We're early. We're early,
It's
but
early, yeah.
there's still only a few. There's still only a few zeros on that, which is a pretty crucial stat. But I mean, he's almost 500 yards, so he's been putting up just about 100-yard games consistently, rushing alone. He does do some receiving as well, like
Yeah,
you had said. We'll find him real quick on receiving. We can.
he's really good at receiving. And they're going up against the Cardinals next, who I think are not quite as good as I thought they were. As weird
Yeah,
as that
what's
might be
going
to
on with the
say.
Cardinals? I feel like their team hasn't changed a whole lot, so they should have continuity and at least some kind of they're playing all together. They got to be on the same page. They all got to kind of know what they're feeling and thinking, and that usually helps win games in a sense, not lose them.
Yeah, right?
Touch back real quick on old Jonathan Taylor too. I mean, he's put up at least almost 20 yards receiving in each game with a high of 50. So
Yeah.
you factor that in. He's got 200 scrimmage yards in one game. That's insane, insane.
That is insane. That's a lot.
That was against the Broncos.
That was
That
against
was
the
against the
Broncos
Broncos
defense.
actually. 25 attempts for 165 rushing yards with a long of 68 and two catches for 50 yards. So
So
215 total yards.
so 24 of those carries got him around 100 yards, and then he busted out a big one to hit the 165 mark, and then bam. And he's flat
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. He's quick. Very,
Talking Deion
very, very,
Sanders,
very.
Randy Moss levels of speed.
Oh yeah. He's got the jukes to match it too. And he can run good too. He's a hard runner. He looks almost like Henry out there. He's hard to tackle.
He is. He is just wants to go right through you. He's going to hold onto the ball. He's going to lower his shoulder, and he can dive around you too. He doesn't just run at you. He will try to make you guess. If you guess wrong, then he might go around you, and then he might just bowl you over, which is kind of
That's right.
nuts.
That's right.
So number 4, I got Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who do you got at
I
5 and 4?
believe at 5, I had the old hang on, let me look back here. I had the Jags, so I had the Colts and Jags flip flopped out of
Oh,
those
that's right.
two.
Yeah,
4, I do believe deserves the Buccaneers spot, and I think they could be a little higher because they could be. Not, no, I'm not
yeah.
going to rank them higher, but they have the potential. Baker Mayfield hasn't had the chance to play with both Mike Evans and Chris Godwin this year, and they're still winning the games the way they are. If he
Yeah,
had both
Boca
of
has
them out
stepped up
there,
big.
yeah, and Mbuka, what what a what a draft pick! They absolutely nailed that one.
Yeah,
Holy
they did.
smokes!
I mean, the situation kind of landed in his lap though, having Godwin go out early like that. So it's like they're gonna throw you the ball at least a little bit more, so your chance is there, and then he just steps up.
Yes, exactly. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? And
It's
he
just
is number 4 in the league as far as yardage, behind Puka Nakua, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and the Justin Jettas.
ooh,
So,
really.
and he has the least amount of receptions out of them all. Puka's got 52 for 588. Jackson's 34 534. Jeddah's 29 and has 444. And Egbuka has 25 receptions for 445.
There's my chat.
So he's putting some crazy numbers up. Like he's getting those some good averages, I guess you'd say. He gets the ball, it's gonna be 19, 20 yards plus almost at that point.
Yeah, that's
Pretty darn close. Maybe 60.
damn. That's really good.
So I mean, like I said, the situation fell into his lap. So now they know they have once they're all healthy. If Mike Evans gets to come back and storm for his thousandth, or not his 1,000 yard receiving season, keep that streak alive.
Yeah.
Notch one more in there. They'll have
So
three very insane targets. Someone's gonna be open, so they could be higher if everybody was healthy. Now that we know what they're working with.
it's true. The offense is there. Bucky Irvin is back, right? The running back. I believe
Sorry, you
he.
cut out a bit.
Oh, Bucky Irvin, the running back. He's healthy again, right?
Yes. Yes, he sure is.
So the run game's there. They've got um, a solid, pretty solid offensive line, I think. And Baker Mayfield's only thrown one interception all year. I mean, like you're saying with the receivers, once
Yeah.
he gets healthy, it's just going to be an insane offensive front that you're going to have to try and shut down.
And the way Baker Mayfield can scan that field, even in high pressure situations, and find that open man or where he
Yeah,
needs to go, he's gonna have, like I said, three silver platters in a sense to serve up from, whether it's Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, or Ebuka
yeah,
tearing it up out there. He's gonna find an open man. So look for them to get scary good as soon as they all get healthy, because Godwin should be coming back here pretty quick too, I believe.
yeah. He should be back pretty soon. So we got a question from chat. We know you're doing power rankings, but I'm just curious your thoughts on Joe Flacco going to Cincinnati. Well, Joe Flacco is the only quarterback that's beaten Green Bay this
Oh,
year, and now he's in Cincinnati, and that's who Green Bay plays next. I feel like somebody's out to stop the Packers. No, I'm just kidding. But the whole coincidence ran through my head. Um, I've never been a Joe Flacco hater. I don't think he's that great as he used to be anymore. Getting older, but I feel like Cincinnati's not happy with Browning, and they're just. I'm not sure why they got Flacco. They have no offensive line, and Flacco's a statue. We're just gonna sack the crap out of him every week.
and have we seen that Bengals offensive line?
Yeah, it
That
doesn't
man's
really
gonna be
show up
leaving in
very
a
often.
stretcher. I I want to see him do good there, obviously, because he's Father Time's catching up to everybody. He's one of the last of those quarterbacks of that era, if you will. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, you got Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco. Those about the only ones left from Ben Roethlisberger and all those kinds of quarterbacks
Yeah,
back in the day, right? So I'd like to see him do well. He does have some good weapons, but that offensive line is going to stand up and let him get hit a couple times for sure.
yeah. I feel like he's got Chase there in Cincinnati, who's uh hasn't had a great year, but with Joe Burrow going down, your quarterback, it's hard. Um, had he not gotten injured,
Usually fall.
I feel like Chase would probably be in the top three, top five receiver conversation pretty easily. And Flacco's
He's got
experience, so he
almost
can hit him.
400 yards.
Yeah. And
He
Flacco
has
can make
almost
use of
400
that guy.
yards without them. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
And he's doing
Totally.
that good with Browning. Although they did put a fair amount of points against the Lions. That was surprising that they didn't just get rolled over like the Colts did to the Raiders. So
Yeah,
we'll have to
and those
see.
weren't just mercy points. That was in the fourth quarter.
Was it
Maybe
all
they
in
were.
trash time?
Very well could have been, but
Because late
I
fourth
guess
quarter,
it's.
that's just trash
I
time when
shouldn't
you
say
know you
it's
can't win
yeah.
no more.
Yeah, they were 35-17, and then that's when they cut. Well, eh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a pretty good stomping,
Any game's
thirty-five
winnable if
seventeen.
you mess around enough. Any game's winnable if you mess around enough. But yeah, I think it's great. Let's call. I don't know. We call Joe Flacco the Ryan Fitzpatrick 2.0 because he retired first. They're about the same age and seen almost the same amount of teams. Maybe.
Maybe. So let's
Maybe
see.
not quite the same amount, but because I think Fitzpatrick had 13 or so.
Okay, yeah, you might be right. Um, so your comment is wrong. Pittsburgh is 3-1, but they said Pittsburgh's 4-1 because they had the bye week. Um, are they in your rankings? No, they're not. They're in the honorable mentions section. They're in like the 11 to 12 range. And do you think Rodgers will take them to the playoffs? Every team in that division lost while Rodgers and the Steelers were on vacation bye, and they're 3-1. So yeah, I think they're gonna take their division and they're gonna make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, look what's happened in the AFC North right now. Who would
Yeah,
have seen Baltimore sharing the bottom with Cleveland right now too?
yeah.
And then, like you said, Joe Burrow, is he out for the season, right?
He's got to get
Or a
surgery, I
very long
believe.
time at least. So, and that's his second surgery, right?
Yeah, I think so.
How many
He's out till
times
December. They
before?
said, I
How many
think.
times before? Yeah. So how many times before he's not the same Joe Cool Burrow we've seen before? So that would
Yeah,
almost be the cake division. They could even slide to. I doubt it. They could be an eight and what would that be? 8-9 team and almost take the AFC North and slide in that way too. But I do see the Steelers making the playoffs, whether it's that way or a 10 or 11 game season. Even though Aaron Rodgers did my Jets dirty, but I still like him. So
I used to not like
we did
Rodgers
him.
when
We did him dirty as well.
you
We did
did.
him dirty as well. So I wanted him to stay, but I'm not Woody Johnson. So
Yeah, you can't make that happen. You think I thought he was gonna stay with the Jets for a little bit too because of all the players he pulled in there. But I'm no longer
yeah,
angry with Rodgers. I'm over it as a Packers fan. Um, I want to see him do well-ish, and I feel like the Steelers are probably gonna get 10 wins, maybe 11. Um,
I can see that.
their
Yeah,
offense is not performing as much as people seem to think it is. Like Rodgers has only got like 800 something yards.
they lost George Pickens too. Who do they have for number one?
DK Metcalf?
Oh yeah, I guess that's a solid number one. So they didn't lose it too bad there.
Yeah, I mean he's a big physical dude.
Yeah, I like seeing DK Metcalf play.
Yeah. No, Pittsburgh could easily make it in next week's power rankings, but for me, they were just on the fence. Um, for certain teams that they played against, and I just feel like they should have done better against, and it was too close. So, despite the good winning record, I decided not to put them in the power rankings. But
They're right
moving
on the
on,
cusp though. They're really darn close.
they are.
Thanks for the question.
I got the Steelers, the Chargers, and Seattle, and there might be one more team I can't remember the name of right now that did not make the cut that are like honorable mentions, like they're right there. And that was our number 4 with Tampa. Number 3, I got the Buffalo Bills, MVP Josh Allen. They coming off a heartbreak loss to the Patriots. I didn't move them back as far as I moved the Eagles back because that's a divisional game, and I feel like the Patriots are actually coming along as a team, and this is not going to slow down the Bills. I feel like the Bills are going to rally back and be pissed off, and they're going to come out swinging and just win games.
Absolutely. I'd have to second that one. They're the Bills. They had an off game. It was a divisional rival. And in the AFC East, unless it's against the Jets, you're usually going to split hairs,
Unless it's
especially
the
against
Jets.
the Patriots kind of thing. So I mean, like I said, it was a slump. I don't see them getting swept by the Patriots this year, but the
Yeah,
Bills,
I
they're
don't.
just on top of their game right now. They got number one running back or number two running back in the league right now, as far
Yeah,
as rushing yards wise. James Cook, he's also kind of playing like a man possessed.
he's
One
really good.
fumble, on the year, which isn't terrible, you know,
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
but they've just got they got quite a bit of weapons, and his wide receiver core, they've kind of just been showing up when it's not really full of names, if you will, right?
Right.
You got Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir. It's not full of those wide receiver typical one names we've been hearing. So
Buffalo has an interesting game coming up against
I don't know. I'll
Atlanta.
give it to Stephon Diggs too.
Stephon Diggs, really good
Who's
receiver.
Buffalo playing next?
Atlanta.
I mean, I'll give it to him. Ah, right.
Atlanta's defense is only allowing
But
21.5 points per game. They've only been scored on. They've only scored 86 points against them, but they've only scored 76 points themselves. Yeesh.
right, low scoring games. They still got kind of younger quarterback, isn't it? Michael Penix Jr. So
Yeah.
younger quarterback, still trying to feel him out. They also have, whether he doesn't show it in the rushing yards or not, Bijan Robinson is quite the running back. He can carry that team.
Oh,
But
yeah.
if it gets to that point where you see Bijan out there, or Bijan, sorry, you see him out there, you know the ball's probably going to go to him. So then you build your defense around that, and that's kind of what stifles him. So once he can kind of get out there and start moving the ball better, I can see the Falcons putting up some more points. But yeah, for now it's just that classic. You see him in the backfield. It's like C Mac out there. Chances are it's going to him, kind of deal, right? That's
No,
how
you're
I see the
absolutely right.
Falcons.
Bijan is 100% the best player on that team. And I feel like they need to build around him, not their quarterback, which is kind of weird to say for Atlanta. I know that's not on our power rankings,
Well,
but like,
and
but still,
in
I just feel
so
a
to help
way.
out both of those though, you would go O line. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And you build your O line, and then that would give your quarterback more time, and then he could get the flow of the game better too. That would just fall in piece by piece, but I think you're right there. Build around Bajan, get some good stuff to open up that O line so he can run, and nobody can get to your quarterback in a sense, and then he can start playing, making those better decisions, not giving up a crucial interception or two.
yeah, I agree. That would give Michael Penix the time to develop that he needs and to find his checkdowns, maybe complete some more longer passes, and then he could utilize the play action, of course. And I think that'd be great for them.
Right.
They're still going to lose this week
Absolutely.
against the Bills. I'm definitely taking the Bills because it's Josh Allen and
I'll take
James
the
Cook,
Bills.
and it's just going to
They're
be
coming
a
back, man.
monster of a show.
Right. And so that's why they deserve number three. They put up quite a few points on the year.
No, I
They've won,
agree.
they've played a lot of home games too. If you They've played 4 home games already. So
Really?
I don't think anyone else is doing that just yet. Yes.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
That's like almost all their games. Okay.
Mm.
And they are going
I
to
don't
Atlanta,
think
I believe, for this next game.
yes.
Yeah.
So they get ready for a road stretch that could wear on them, but maybe they're ready to get out of Buffalo and start dancing on some other people's home turf.
This is
So,
true.
and they're kind of sitting in the same boat 153 points for, 113 points against. As long as they outscore them, they're going to win. And that's the kind of way Josh Allen likes to play. He likes
Yeah.
to gunsling and have those game winning drives. That also is kind of like that up tempo part. Some quarterbacks are just better when huddle, huddle, huddle. Let me call the play. Let me mic them. Let me see what's going on. And just that change of pace kind of really helps players at the end of the game too. When you got them scored matches, you're both just edging each other just a little bit.
That's fair. And since you're saying that the Bills, they like to score a lot of points, defense probably needs a little bit of work, leads into my number two pick. I've got, and I think we might differ here, I've got the Detroit Lions and that amazing offense. They have, I think, a slightly better defense than the Bills. I don't think the
They
offense
do,
is
huh?
better,
They do.
but you also got to take the fact like who has Detroit played? They smashed the Bears. Like they beat up the Browns eventually. They have a good defense in the Browns, but I think you can't take that away from the Lions. But I don't want to make it seem like the Lions offense is better than the Bills. I just think right now in this moment in the NFL, the Lions are better.
Right. And their one game they were held to 13 points, you know. Every other
Yeah,
game they scored 30 plus. So that's just they're putting the gas on and not letting go too. And I mean, they beat the Bears, the Ravens are a top higher up team, and then they had the Browns into the Bengals. But I think I was just looking during the against the Bengals, I think Jared Goff had a 153 quarterback passer rating, so darn near a perfect game, which
yeah,
he is pretty freaking good at doing. It's the NFL. They're still cream of the crop defense, even though they might be ranked 30th or something. I'm just throwing that out there. The Bengals aren't that terrible, but you know, still cream of the crop. Having a pretty perfect passer rating is still pretty tough to do. But you're right. They played the Packers and the Ravens, I think, are their two toughest teams so far. You know?
yeah.
So this next one will be it'll be a good one for us. We got Sunday night football, the Chiefs and the Lions.
That's a tough one for me to figure out who I want to go for because the Chiefs are getting healthy
And they are.
and they're going
They
to be
are.
playing
And they're
angry.
gonna be looking to bounce back from a tough loss too.
Oh yeah,
Bingo. And it's at Arrowhead.
and it's at Arrowhead. The
Not a whole
Lions,
lot of people come into Arrowhead and win.
I think the Lions just strictly on offense for where we're at right now is number one. And I think it's going to come down to literally just can the Chiefs' good defense, because their defense is good, can they slow down the Lions' offense enough to score some points? And I'm not sure
Yeah.
that the Chiefs have
It'll
it in them
probably
to
come
stop the
down
Lions.
it'll come down to a turnover battle. If the Chiefs can get them maybe one, two, three would do it, but one or two would give them more of the fighting chance. I think the Lions got it in them. I think they can do it. They've been on the other end of the stick more times than not against the Chiefs. So I think this is going to be also probably biased to want to see the Chiefs drop down to 2-4. But
Who doesn't want to see it? But
if the Lions, if anyone can do it, I think the Lions could do it. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I don't think you're wrong. It's the NFL, it's possible. Now I am curious to
Any
see who
given
you got
Sunday,
number
right?
one. So I made a whole
Number
video
one.
about my number one.
I just might be a little biased of that video because it was a good one. It was a masterpiece. It was a great video.
Oh, thank
And
you.
you're right. The 49ers do quite deserve the number one spot. Throw it up, throw it up. Look at Kyle Shanahan and them go. They've been tossed every number one position besides CMAC and said, go to the next guy. And their offense, it doesn't skip a beat.
So many
It
injuries.
looks the same out there.
Yep.
It looks the same out there with Brock Purdy gone, with George Kittle gone, with XYZ gone.
Yep.
You're digging into the
They lost.
depths. But
They
that
lost
just shows
Bosa.
Kyle Shanahan's got every single one of those players involved in and out. And Bosa, yes, another uh, one
He's
of
gone
the
for the
best
year.
pass rushers in the league right now as well. Edge rushers, yeah. And the year.
He's gone for the year. And the Niners
Yikes.
are still winning games. 4-1. I mean, they deserve a little bit of
How
respect. If you don't
do
want to put them number one in your power
thank
rankings
you?
chat, that's fine. But they deserve to be in the top 10. And I think they're the number one team. And they're going up against who are they going up against? Tampa Bay.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And I've
That
got
ought
the
to be a good
Niners
one.
picked
I'm
to
looking
win that
forward to
game.
that one.
As crazy as that might
It's
sound.
in Tampa Bay. It'll be tough.
Yeah. That's the biggest thing is they're gonna
It'll
be
be
Baker
tough.
Mayfield's gonna be at
Um,
home.
and who will Baker Mayfield have for that is the question.
He'll have Evans and Ibuka, right? I don't think Godwin will be back for that game.
I believe so.
the silver platter with all three being healthy has yet to happen for a full game.
I agree. I do see he's active, Chris Godwin, but he did not participate today, according to NFL.com. We'll keep an eye
Yeah,
on him.
yeah, he did not practice. We will be keeping an eye on that. I will be releasing my official picks video Friday, I do believe. Yes. But I am gonna
Heck yeah,
throw it out there
for the
now,
main
unless
slate.
something crazy happens. I am going to San Francisco to take down Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mac Jones has me sold. QB1. He he
He's out
just
there doing
he's just out there
it.
doing it, getting it done. And against the stout Rams defense, I agree 49ers pick for number one.
They kept going.
As much as I don't want to, but they have an all around fit with defense, offense, and special teams. You know that's fair. They're very good all around.
It's
They
just
train their starters, their
they're just
backups,
so
and their
complete
bench
right now.
players to get it done. Exact same way.
That's right. I'd have to agree. Like you said, they put up points against the Rams. Lost a tough one against the Jags, but you watch the Jags put up quite the fight against the Chiefs too.
That's true.
Close one they won against the Cardinals. They beat the Saints and the Seahawks. Seahawks are also, like I said, one of them cusp teams right at like the 10 to 15 mark, maybe
Yeah, the
11 to
Seahawks are
15
close.
mark in the power rankings. They're somewhere up in there. But
And
they
they've
are
been,
also, touch on the Seahawks real quick.
yeah,
They are also still trying to come together. They got Sam Darnold in there for his first year. Nobody's on the same page and really rocking and rolling just yet, with a brand new quarterback in there. So we'll see.
it's true.
They're a tough team to beat, but definitely put them 49ers as the number one right now until it's proven otherwise.
Yeah, the Niners are my number one pick.
They are.
They've got so many injuries, and they still find ways to win games against tough teams. To touch back on Seattle, like you're saying, I think they're, for me, because I haven't done a full 32, they're like 11th or 12th. I think they're a little bit more together than you're giving them credit for, but they have some work to do because they've shown some flashes,
They're
but
just
I
losing
think they
them.
need to
Lost those two tough games. Right.
you need to just
Right.
spend more time together, a few more weeks, and I think they'll get there. Which brings us to the next topic.
Fair enough.
Now that the power rankings are done, we have some new viewers in. Power rankings are number 10, Patriots, 9, Broncos, 8, Rams, 7, Eagles, 6, Jags, 5, Colts, 4, Tampa, 3, Bills, 2, Lions, and the Niners at number 1. And my buddy here is pretty much the same. There's flip flop a couple of positions, and he's got the Chargers at 10, though, who I did not put in. But I'm curious about Thursday night game tomorrow Eagles Giants. Can the Giants upset the Super Bowl champion Eagles and make them go 4-2?
And yes, it's any given Sunday. Say, for whatever reason, Jalen Hurts gets the flu. I don't know. I'm just
He
kidding.
gets sick.
Uh, it'll be slim any given Sunday. I'm not gonna say it's nailing the coffin, but it'll definitely be a tough one because it's the Super Bowl champs. It's the Eagles. Yeah, they stalled out a bit in the fourth quarter, which made me concerned, but the Giants have also had kind of an attitude change as well. They turned around, put up a tough fight against it was before the Chargers because they lost before that and then beat the Chargers. But put up a tough fight and then turn around and put up a better fight and beat the Chargers and hold them to 10 points, who I have at the number 10 spot as well. What's going on? Any given Sunday, I think the Eagles are going to win, but it might be a close one. Might come down to the wire even.
Tampa could win. Got saying Tampa's going to get the win. It'll be tough though, even though they're missing the number one receiver. Tampa could win. They're really good. Um, that's true. The Giants, though, their run game sucks. They're averaging like 70
It
something
is.
yards a game,
It is.
and that's including Jackson Dart running the ball too.
Right. And I think they're still trying to get it figured out. I like Scatabo. He's a
He's
tough
good,
physical running back, but
but
he's looking for the hit, uh, which if you break the tackle, awesome. But most times, it's to slow you down. You break a tackle and you're slowed down, your job's done. 3, 4 more guys are going to tackle you. I mean, you might get 3 or 4 more yards out of it, which is great. But as of right now, we'll see what they do with him. And they're still trying to find their feet with Russell Wilson, who was a bust, and they turned to Jackson Dart. So, do they got to smudge that off of him now?
that's
And
true.
Malik Neighbors went out for the year too, didn't he?
Yeah, he's out for the year. Darius Slayton, the other big good receiver, not big, I don't think I want to say, has got a hamstring injury.
Wait, no.
So Jackson Dart's gonna be playing with
Right.
backup receivers. So poor Skyway, who I think is very good, I think he's talented. I just their run game altogether, it's just not working.
Right.
And with their passing game injured like that,
Yeah.
I do not. Outside of like you're saying, Jalen Hurd getting sick, I don't see the Giants' path to victory. I just don't.
I can't ever say games are nail in a coffin, done. Put a fork in it, bet the house on it, stuff like that, whatever you will. Because
But
any given Sunday, right? But it'll take quite a bit, I think, for the Eagles to mess this one up for sure. Look
yeah,
for maybe Jackson Dart to throw an interception or two. That defense is going to be hungry after getting kind of spanked around the fourth quarter against the Broncos. So,
that's fair. So
and
another
they put a lot
question.
of pressure. They'll put probably quite a bit of pressure. Another question. Fire away.
It's about San Francisco. If Mac Jones keeps playing the way he's playing, do you feel Brock Purdy will be there next year? Yes, they pay him way too much money to get rid of him. They will try to keep Mac
Absolutely.
Jones. My guess is they're going to try and keep Mac Jones, but I feel like teams are going to be offering up for him to become their number one. They're going to be offering up draft picks
Yeah, little bargaining chip.
and players to get Mac Jones. Brock Purdy, the contract, it's too much money, and Brock Purdy is very good. Um, Now, if that contract could be ended and they weren't going to be losing a bunch of money, then there'd be an argument for keeping Mac Jones over Brock Purdy, who's been injured several times. And at some point, you wonder: is he going to be the same? Is he injury prone now? But no, I don't
So
think.
to bounce off of that too, does this bring up the question: is Brock Purdy a system quarterback? Or you remember that?
Yeah,
Is it Kyle Shanahan and the other pieces of this offense that are making these quarterbacks look so good, or are these quarterbacks actually playing well as well? Or I, it, hard saying, hard saying, because put Mac Jones in there and he looks just like Brock Purdy playing out there, right?
yeah. I don't know. Mac Jones, I feel
That's all. I mean,
it's a very similar system, regardless of which quarterback's in there. It's true, but I feel like Mac Jones was really pushing everybody forward inside that system more than Purdy was. But I do believe it's a Shanahan's system is just that effective. They're just very deep at roster too. I think it's a combination.
yes, they've also got just quite a few players for not a whole lot either.
Yeah, they don't
Acquired
pay
them
their
for
players
not
very
so
well.
much money in a sense. Like if to think that obviously quarterback's a pretty high dollar position, but to think that you would want to pay Brock Purdy more than Christian McCaffrey too, though,
That's kind of
kind of
crazy.
boggles my mind. Or at least not want to give him more, right?
Yeah.
Keep him happy, make sure he wants to stay, make sure you can pay him to take care of his body. Because look at the man, he's out there getting 30% of the snaps or more.
Yes. I mean, C-Mac's the heartbeat of that team. He deserves a big old fat pay raise. He's the rusher and he's their best receiver outside of last week's Kendrick Bourne. Insane. 142-yard game. Usually it's C-Mac doing everything. So I'm curious though, because I don't think Mac Jones takes Purdy's job because they're just paying Purdy too much. If San Francisco does trade him for whatever draft picks and people, what team do you see him going to? Can you see him going to somewhere like maybe Miami, Atlanta?
Mm,
The Jets always like trading quarterbacks.
I could see the Miami one right away. Once you say that, Tua is one more concussion away from never playing football again.
I mean, he's
In
like a
a
boxer
sense,
with all the
the poor
concussions.
guy. I mean, he's gonna not know which way is up before long. He's gonna be like Antonio Brown and exit with his shirt off, you know.
Yeah, forgot about that.
So I can see the Dolphins pick for sure for Mac Jones. Maybe if they stop shopping around with him, say Joe Flacco doesn't work out, the Bengals are needing someone too. Could we see? I doubt it, but could you see Jamar Chase for Mac Jones? No.
Jamar Chase for Mac Jones. Damn.
You're hurting that much as a quarterback, you know. Say Joe Flacco don't work out, where are they going next to?
As a 49er, playing devil's advocate, if I'm the 49ers general manager, head coach, and decision maker, I would seriously consider that trade. Jamar Chase for Mac Jones. I would, as a fan,
No
like,
doubt.
okay, if
Yeah.
I'm keeping Brock Purdy, let's throw in a true number one receiver and let's just skyrocket our offense so that C-Mac's not dying on the sideline with oxygen because he does everything.
God, could you imagine though what kind of scheme you would have to come up with as a defense to see Jamar Chase, George Kittle, Kendrick Bourne, and C-Mac all out there? Oh man,
Yeah,
who are you gonna guard? There's not enough guys on our defense.
there's not enough guys on the defense. Yeah, you just have to like hope you can pass rush and disrupt Purdy or Jones and whoever's at under center. Because
Fair enough.
I don't know how you would do it. That's just so many avenues you'd have to cover. But we'll have to see how it goes.
Exactly.
I'm not sure how long Purdy's going to be out for. Um, I am, if you have not noticed, a big Mac Jones fan. I mean, as always, go Pack, go. I hope they score 0 points if we ever play them. But I think he's really good, and I feel like he just played through his injuries and played tough, and I think he just won a lot of people over, myself included. And he's got more yards in 3.5 games than Jalen Hurts. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Ooh.
And he does. He has more yards than Jalen
he
Hurts, who's
has
been in for all
he
five
has
plays.
spoken. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
The other quarterback,
And that shouldn't be a thing either as the Eagles. You got Devonta Smith and AJ Brown.
yeah,
How are we not getting passing yards?
they're just not. I don't know. Like I feel
And
like
Barkley.
maybe
And Barkley.
yeah, and you have Barkley who's yet to hit 100 yards. And I'm just
Shocker.
yeah,
I
it's
didn't
so
see that one
weird.
coming.
He's like arguably the most talented running back as far as just sheer talent goes. And maybe physicality, I don't know. And not hit 100 yards. The Eagles are not breaking any numbers. They're honestly their offense, aside from their efficiency of getting a touchdown in the end zone, it's really not great.
Well, I also noticed he got sacked 6 times against the Broncos.
Damn. That's why his sack number went up
Is
so
that an
high.
O line problem? Yeah.
Mm,
Oh, Lane Dickerson is out.
yeah, they have offensive line
Still got an
problems
ankle injury
in
thing.
Philly.
So
So I know Jalen's having to run the ball a lot more than I think he wants to. Or maybe he
maybe
wants to run it more.
even he's not so used to being sacked either, so that could throw him off his game a little bit. But
Yeah. those are the power rankings. Is there any games you want to look at in particular, or anything you want to dive into that? Because we've gotten like way off topic a few times, and that's totally fine.
Well, we're good at that. I don't know. Do we need to touch more on your Thursday night game here? Since that's probably not going to be included in your Sunday picks and stuff, your video you're going to release on Friday for your picks. I think we've
Uh,
touched quite a bit on. I mean, I don't know what to think out of the Eagles Giants game, so maybe we've touched enough on that one.
yeah, I made a little video about it. It's just a short one. Uh, I don't make long videos, but I think the Eagles are just too much for the Giants with all their injuries, and I feel like it won't be a
I
very high
agree.
scoring game. I think
I
maybe I overshot the score a little bit because the Giants' defensive pass rush
Yeah,
is good, and they will get to Jalen Hurts, and that'll be their best chance to create turnovers, and that's their only shot at winning the game. I think is by creating the turnovers through the
right.
pass rush. Otherwise,
And they're
because Jackson Dart,
negative turnover differential right now.
he'll air it out, but this is also still the Eagles' defense. And much like the 49ers, they don't pay their players a lot, so they've got a pretty stacked defense still. I just
Right.
it's not impossible for Jackson Dart and the Giants to win, but I'm just not seeing how it happens. And I don't think he's a bad
Yeah, I
quarterback. I
don't
just
think so.
don't see it.
If the Giants can hold on to the ball too. There's a couple of fumbles, a couple of really bad fumbles too.
A couple of really
That'll
bad
let
fumbles,
it
yeah.
go.
I can see Mac Jones going to the Giants. Um, we'll have to see how Jackson Dart does more for that. If he doesn't do well, then yeah, Mac Jones could definitely go over that way.
I could see that. Yeah, they could bring him in if, say, Jackson Dart falls flat on his face and is not making very good games and decisions or anything like that. They could opt to bring someone else in. Russell Wilson's got a great football mind, but I think uh his career's sunsetting, if you will. So you flip flop and you bring someone else in like Mac Jones, who, playing pretty well, can see the game pretty well, knows some decisions and what to look for, and could help him figure it out, point out where maybe he was going wrong in a few things. He'd be a great mentor for Jackson Dart, but I like I said, unless he falls flat on his face, I think the Giants have put their eggs in a basket for now on Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I agree. I would have to say that they're in on Jackson Dart, and unless he falls off hard, yeah, I don't foresee them doing anything different. And I wouldn't foresee them pulling in somebody like Mac Jones as just a backup. I don't know that Mac Jones would take that deal. I think he'd rather just, if he's going to be a backup, he'd rather just stay with the Niners. I mean,
Yeah, I
yeah,
can see that.
yeah, and I can't see him going anywhere else. There is one other quarterback I wanted to talk about, um, and it's your fault we have this name, Tom Brady 2.0 in New England. I heard you say it one time, and it just stuck with
The
me. And I watched him
Drake May,
play,
and it stuck.
and it's stuck. I've been watching him play, and Drake May really might be him. Not right now, but a couple years.
I mean, it just takes a few years, and like you said, build around him, and say Belichick doesn't check out for a while, and can keep coaching to his Super Bowl caliber mind.
Yeah,
He could shape Drake May in two 2.0. Maybe not 7 rings worthy, because
probably
that's
not.
saying
No.
a lot, but you know, he could take the Patriots back. He could bring them back from they couldn't stand losing for like 4 years, man.
Yeah, there's a pretty lengthy period
Can't
of
really
time.
see it, but this is a jet shirt, dadgummit. I don't want to see a Tom Brady back around, but I smell him coming.
You smell him coming. I hear you there. Yeah,
I
he's
do.
Drake May's
I
very,
do.
very efficient. And he's got that same energy about him, and that same drive. And I
That,
think a lot of people
that no
need to
quit.
be
Every game's
concerned.
winnable.
So let's do a just a quick what we're feeling right now for the games. We're both leaning the Eagles. So up first, we got the Broncos going to uh, your team, the New York Jets.
The New York Jets. If we had about 5 more minutes, just kidding, I could change your minds as to why I think the Jets are going to win solely on fan base, on fanism, whatever you want to call it.
Fanism.
My boys always win games that we're not supposed to. Doesn't matter. Justin Fields can come in and come out. I don't know who's going to play in place of him, but they would throw a 300-yard, 5 touchdown game because we're not supposed to. Because it would mess up a draft pick. Because it would do anything but what we should be doing, I guess, right now. I don't know.
Anything
It'd be
but
nice to see
that.
Aaron Glenn get his first win. It ain't happening against the Broncos. I'll tell you why though.
Yeah.
We absolutely stink at the international games. I don't know if the Jets have won an international game yet. So the Jets get jet lag.
I don't think they have. That's funny. The Jets get jet lag. It's an international game. Denver and the Jets. I did not know that.
Yes. Excuse me then. We won 2-2. We're splitting hairs.
Oh, okay.
But
But it's still you're taking on the
so
Broncos, that stout
taking
defense.
on the Broncos, that no fly zone 2.0 coming out.
That's what they're working on over there.
So
I'm leaning Broncos.
I I will come ready as ever to watch them Sunday. I'm gonna watch them lose though. So let's go Broncos. They're
All right.
taking home the W, 4-2.
The next one we got the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Danny Dimes. For me, I'm just gonna say it is Colts. I don't foresee the Cardinals
They're looking
putting up more than
pretty
17, 20 points.
unstoppable right now.
But
The Colts are just flying right now. They're playing well, and as of right now, the Cardinals are just finding ways to lose games right now. They are almost in a point where if Kyler Murray's out there,
all right,
he's
my
either
friend,
going to
did
try
we?
running it after he can't find anyone. Sorry.
Oh yeah, chat said that go.
Oh gosh, dang! I should be paying attention to chat too.
That's
So,
why I was just
anyways,
like,
you see
good
Kyler
night.
Murray out there. You think he's gonna run? Good night, chat. Y'all have a good one. And you see Kyler Murray out there, and eh, he's gonna be running it if he can't find anywhere. And if he's
Yeah,
trying to find somewhere, it's going to Marvin Harrison Jr. So that's kind of their thing. They're shooting themselves in the foot, and they have nowhere else to go on the offense right now. They don't have James Conner, right? James Conner's out with an injury,
yeah. I believe
or
he
does
is
he
still
not
out.
even run for them anymore?
I'm not sure. I want to double check if he is out. I'm pretty sure he is. And the Colts are just firing on all cylinders, and the Cardinals, like you said, are only firing at their feet, occasionally missing and getting into the end zone and
Yep.
looking good here and there, but they just fall apart. The next game, though,
Say
the next game,
to the Colts.
this is gonna be a hard one to choose. Seattle versus the Jags. Seattle lost
This
by
will be
three
a
in a
deciding
shootout,
factor
basically against Tampa.
against Tampa, against Baker Mayfield
They almost
and
had it.
his Buccaneers. They did. Which, I mean, it's nice to see that from Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
Watching him as a Jet, didn't think he had something like that in him. He makes some good throws, but like I said, he was seeing ghosts and stuff out there. Wasn't so sure what was going to go on, but it's nice to see him. He did well with the Vikings. He's doing well with the Seahawks.
yeah.
Um, it will probably come down to the defense. If Jacksonville gets 2 takeaways, Jacksonville's going to win. That's how I see that one happening.
So if you
They
think
got to
Jacksonville only
create
gets
those
one takeaway or
turnovers.
no takeaways, do they lose?
I think so.
Ooh.
I think so. They gotta really stop this Seahawks offense that just seems to be going off. Right now, Sam Darnold's got 1,246 passing yards. Kenneth Walker, 330 rushing yards, and
Okay.
Jackson Smith and Jigba has really stepped up to a wide receiver one.
Yeah,
Whereas, Travis Etienne, he's a beast. He's a beast running back. He's got
he's good.
443 on the year. But right now, Trevor Lawrence, his defense is bailing him out. His defense is keeping the games close to where he can at least make that right decision
Yeah,
and use his 6'1", 6'2", however tall he is. He's a tall fellow. His frame to his advantage, kind of thing. If he
yeah,
can't find a receiver, he can use his legs and his speed or his running back and defense bail him out of it. So,
I
so
agree.
the defense is going to have to win it for him again.
Yeah, I think the Seahawks are more of a well-rounded team. I think they lose in the running game department. Um, their defenses are pretty equal, but I think Sam Darnold's a better quarterback right now than Trevor Lawrence. And I don't know if it's the team around them, but I feel like the Jags are going to have to heavily rely on establishing the run game, and if they don't, um, offensively speaking, it's going to be really hard for them to do anything against Seattle if they're not able to get that run game going. And so far, they've been really good at doing that, but when they haven't, they suffered their loss.
And Seattle's defense isn't really they're not terrible by any means at all. They're still pretty at least top 12 defense right now.
Yeah, they're
So they
really good.
lack a few turnovers, but that's only because they're turning over the ball too. They're -1 differential, but they have 7 interceptions on the season with 13 sacks. Their defense is also playing pretty well too. So, like I said, as long as Jacksonville can get more than just one turnover to
Yeah,
keep them in it, I think you almost can't stop the Seahawks once they have the ball. They're about as efficient as the old Eagles are right now. They are scoring pretty crazy points right now too. 146
it's a lot of points.
is what they've scored on the year. So that is
That's up there.
number five. One, two, three, four. That's five in the league right now.
Fifth best scoring offense in the
They
league.
don't, number five for points. So
Yeah, I'm leaning Seattle already. Yeah, I'm gonna lean Seattle so right now.
I like it. I like Seattle. They're
The
gonna come
Jaguars
into
defense could shut them
Jacksonville.
down, but I don't.
That's the only way. Is they're gonna have to because I don't see the Jaguars coming out and being the first one to 17 or 20 points. It'll be the Seahawks for sure,
Yeah,
kind of deal.
I could see that. All right. So up next, we got the fun one. The Chargers with a beat up O line against the Dolphins who just beat themselves up. And they're also missing Tyreek.
Yes,
I
yes. Wow, it'll be a good one. I think.
the Dolphins are at home. And Tua for me is either it's really weird watching him because he's either right on the money or just so far off. I'm just wondering where he was throwing the ball.
Right. Yeah, and that's not like them. That's not what we've seen out of the Dolphins. Usually, we're seeing Tyreek Hill's got a 77-yard touchdown, and then Jalen Waddle's got a 55-yard touchdown, and then Devon and Chaney's got two rushing touchdowns, and it's halftime. Like, holy crap! That's usually what the Dolphins do, but I haven't
That's
seen that this year out of them. Right now, I think the Chargers lead them in almost every category besides points scored and turnover differential.
I think so. They're one
So if
and
the
four in the
Chargers can
AFC
hold
East.
them to
Tua's got a
the
thousand eight
Chargers can
yards.
hold them to under 20 points, they should be fine.
So Tua's only thrown four interceptions. It's not as bad as I thought. But he's been sacked 11
hmm
times.
He's getting hit quite a bit, and I, I I think the Chargers do it. Like I said, the Dolphins are wounded. Tua's kind of lost, and it's another thing too. Like once you see Tyreek Hill on the field, your scheme's got to change. You're probably double teaming him or something. But as of right now, you got Waddle and a few other guys out there to look at.
Yeah,
So you're freeing up your defensive resources again. So
that's fair. Yeah, I'm leaning Chargers right now. I'll have to look into their injury report and see when they're getting healthy, but that's where I'm leaning as well, as the Chargers. And then we got the Rams going to Baltimore. And I'm not sure if Lamar Jackson is going to be back for this one or not.
don't think he is healthy yet.
Oh, if he's not healthy, even if he is healthy, I'm still leaning Rams. But if he's not healthy, I'm 100% going with the Rams.
He did not participate. Let me look further into his report here.
Okay.
Says
Yeah.
active, but he did not participate. Miss his
So if
practice,
Lamar's out,
hamstring.
it's the Rams should get the win easy.
Ooh. Says is very much in doubt.
Very much
When
in
was
doubt.
this? 10
Yeah, I'm
hours
definitely leaning
ago.
Rams then.
Yeah, if something changes, it'll be a little bit closer, but you don't want to aggravate a hamstring injury, so
No,
look for
those are
the
pretty bad.
Rams to take it if Lamar's not playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Us.
they're in kind of a tough spot right now. They do need this win bad, but it wouldn't be the end of the world because we know who they are when
Yeah.
Lamar is playing healthy and they're all on their A game. They could storm back from 1-5 to finish, say 9-7, and it's that hot AFC North. Like I said, it
Yeah.
could be a 9-7, 8-9 team, or what would that be? 9-8 team, excuse me, 9-8 team, or an 8-9 team that takes that division in a sense, as jumbled up as it might be.
That is true. That is true. Um, I think it does put them in a negative headspace though if they lose this game, which I think they will. But they can still make the playoffs.
It'll be a tough hole to dig themselves out of. Yes,
Up next.
I think only three.
What's that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know what you're saying. Go ahead.
I was gonna say not a whole lot of teams have made it from 1-5 to the
Yeah.
playoffs, so it don't
True.
happen too often. Or 0-5.
Fair point. Fair point. Up next, we got the offense only Dallas Cowboys against the hot and cold Carolina Panthers. And that was a
And
train.
it's at Carolina.
It's at Carolina.
Call me Call me crazy, but this is a game that Carolina probably shouldn't win, and they just might. Their defense has kind of been holding some people,
Hmm.
you know. Well, well, I don't know. I guess I look back and they did get spanked by the Patriots, 42-13. But then they
True
go
that.
and turn around and hold the Falcons to 0. So
Yeah, they're like I said, they're
any
hot
given
and cold.
Sunday,
It's hard to get a read on
I could be a little mad at the Cowboys still for absolutely beating the brakes off the Jets. So
them. You could
check
be.
the injury report, get back to that one,
Yeah,
take that one
I'm
with a
leaning
grain of salt.
Dallas. I think Dak Prescott is George
I
Pickens, and that's enough
whew, yeah,
to consistently score enough points to outdo Carolina and their inconsistencies.
I could see it, and I respect that.
After that,
Making a smart call.
we got Drake May and the Patriots going to the Saints, New Orleans, and
Who else should be the winless team, but they picked one up against the Giants somehow.
somehow um, at home, thanks to injuries. I'm going Patriots. I the Patriots are more healthier. I don't think Spencer Rattler is the worst quarterback in the league. I just don't think he's great.
He's
And I
not
think the
him
Patriots
though.
are just
Yeah,
a much more well-rounded team.
I'd have to agree. Kamara's having a little better year this year than he has in years past, but he's still older running back, and that'll catch up as the season goes on. You
Yeah.
know, so I don't know. I think the Patriots are going to stay hot. They're going to keep this win up, and they might just put up 35 points or more on these Saints. Just never
They
know.
very much could. And
I'm feeling Patriots.
we have an interesting one next. We have the Dylan Gabriel led Browns going up against Old Man Rogers and the Steelers. The Steelers' offense, aside from when they played against your Jets, their numbers are not that great, and the Browns' defense is really good.
They're really not. And how does Aaron Rodgers only have 786 passing yards in the season
That's what I'm
for
saying.
being three? Right, right. Well, I mean, it'll be a tough one because it's the Browns. Tough one to call and feel out because it's the Browns. But the Steelers are coming off of that bye week.
Yeah,
Mm, Um, Mike Tomlin never is unprepared. So, and it does look like Aaron Rodgers is having fun. And when he is having fun out there, the rest of his team does usually like to follow suit and they kind of ride that high. So, but we'll see what old Dylan Gabriel can do here.
he looked pretty
Maybe
good in
the
his
Browns are
previous
going to be
game.
playing like a different game. He did. He sure did.
I'm,
And, the Browns defense is still, they're not terrible,
yeah,
but yeah, they keep them in games for sure. So,
this might be
yeah,
my upset pick, and I think I'm going to lock in the Browns. Like I'm leaning Browns, and I might just go Browns.
it also is a division game, and division games are always tougher. So, whether this is going to be the one they split hairs on, I might have to lean with the Browns upset too.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean,
Maybe
Rodgers is
they'll
such a good
bye
quarterback,
week.
but
He's not going to go down without a fight.
it's true.
But looking at some of the stats, the Browns have a better rushing game, but that is only because they have Aaron Rodgers as their quarterback. The man
Yeah,
would throw 55 times a game and not give two shits.
he'd be fine. He'd be happy.
So he, he would ice it up and ready to do it the next day in practice. So,
That's right.
you know,
This next game,
that's why those numbers are a bit inflated. But let's continue.
it's true. This next game is something special. We got the Titans and the Raiders, two teams at the
If
bottom.
this wasn't if this wasn't supposed to be an 0-5 team versus an 0-5 team, I don't know what else is. Look out for the stink fest again.
Yep.
Um,
The Raiders have only looked good for one game in like two quarters. Geno Smith throws three interceptions on average since then, but the Titans' offense is just really bad. Really, really bad.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the Raiders are coming off an absolute spanking, which they haven't had yet this year. All their games have been pretty close, which that comes from Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
I think he can keep a team in a fighting stance unless something like that happens against the red hot Colts and you get spanked around. However, the Titans should also be an 0-5 team if it wasn't for the Cardinals shooting themselves in the foot about four times over in the fourth
Yeah.
quarter. So I think I'm not going to say no brainer, but I do want to lean more towards the Raiders pulling this one out. As long as they don't make any. Wow, who the fuck is their quarterback? Smith?
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith. 9 interceptions. Geno. Oh God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He throws about three interceptions a game. So my
But
question is, can the Raiders score enough points to negate the fact that he's probably going to throw two more interceptions?
mm, yes,
Going the
only
Raiders.
because the Titans' offense is so stinking bad.
The Raiders have an okay
Right.
pass rush, and the Titans have like no
Yeah.
offensive line.
And once Cam Ward is under any kind of pressure, he ain't making the right throw. He's
Yeah,
put, and I mean they're close enough. They're close enough for what should be caught, but Calvin Ridley's not having a year like he normally does.
true. He's only had like a couple good
Neither
spots.
no no touchdowns yet. So
Yeah, I'm leaning the Raiders as well for all those same reasons.
as long as the Raiders can score just a couple of times, because Geno Smith is gonna freaking throw at least a pick or two.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
And up next is a game we've already talked about. The 49ers going to Tampa Bay. I'm locking it in, official, not just landing, locking in the 49ers. As long as there's not some crazy, Mac Jones injury or something, something devastating. I'm going with the Niners to get the upset 'cause I think the Bucks will come into this favored.
Really? Maybe it's home field and stuff, but well, maybe it is just the Mac Jones bit too. I don't think the 49ers shouldn't be counted out. It should be almost a dead even, like 1.5 point spread almost on that one. It'll be a
Yeah.
tough game, but 49ers are more complete and they're doing it without their number ones. This will be, I think, the second game we'll see. Or no, Mike Evans is back this game, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be
Should be.
tough, but I think the 49ers, they're more well rounded. They'll pull it out. Pick up the win in Tampa.
Yeah. So let's
I
see.
think so.
I'm gonna scroll down here. I'm on the Vegas betting line. I am curious to see. There's so many ads on this damn thing. Let's see. The Browns are favored to win. Oh no no. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah, they're favored to win.
Wow.
No, the Steelers are favored to win. I'm sorry. That's really weird.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah,
That
that
makes a
had
lot
me
more sense.
almost a little concerned.
Patriots favored to win. Raiders are favored to win. Tampa Bay favored to win by a point and a half, up to three in some
God,
places.
oh, dang. If I didn't call that,
Damn. Yeah.
at least the point spread, but I think it'll still swing in the 49ers' favor. People are counting out Mac Jones because
They're
they want
fools.
to. I think he showed himself. Like I said, Kyle Shanahan's his playbook runs so deep,
It's really
and
good.
he can get them. He can get his people fired up and ready to win a game, no matter what's going on. So
Fair enough.
give it to the 49ers.
Absolutely. So after that, we have the Joe Flacco and the new Cincinnati Bengals offense. Or I should say the Bengals with the new offensive quarterback, Joe Flacco, going against my Green Bay Packers, who are favored by 2.5 points, and I will always pick because we're going to go 15-1-1 and win the Super Bowl. But I
That's
am
right.
curious.
That's
I'm,
right. I can see that.
I'm curious about your thoughts with them picking up Flacco.
So is Flacco the Packers' kryptonite this season?
That's a
We
good
are
question.
about to find out.
For real.
um, Joe Flacco, he's not quite Aaron Rodgers level of a quarterback. He's kind of like I said, probably right at the Ryan Fitzpatrick spot. He can give your team a chance to win,
Yeah.
but if it is coming down to the wire, well, I shouldn't say for Joe Flacco. He can do good in crunch time, but
Currently,
I don't
though,
know.
I feel like he's definitely got the experience and the poise and under pressure to throw good passes, but I feel like Green Bay's pass rush is really good, and we're just gonna he's gonna be like a bowling
Michael
pin. Say we're the bowling ball, and we're just gonna like knock him over.
Bingo. Micah Parsons is gonna have a heyday. He'd probably pick up 2 sacks because for what we've seen of this Bengals O line, I think I remember against the Broncos 2 weeks ago. They had
Yep.
4 guys blocking one defensive lineman.
Yeah,
So
that's kind of insane.
3 other defensive linemen got to run by scot free. And holy shit.
do you
That
do?
shouldn't happen in a
How do
professional
you
game.
make that play call?
And I mean, how I know a lot of these plays happen in just a few seconds, but how did you not stand up and see you and three other guys are pushing one guy and go, "Oh man, I messed up," and then try and find another guy to block? No,
Or
they
they
all
actually
just
turn to the side and like,
locked on and kept. Yeah, that's it. He is the problem. This one guy. No.
he's the whole team.
So Joe
Yeah,
Flacco might leave on a stretcher. He might leave with a W. I'm gonna lean towards the Packers just because it's more of the safe pick. More of the safe pick.
that's fair. So the Lions are +3, Chiefs are -3. Chiefs are at home.
They're favored to win by at least 3 points. Fuck
Surprisingly
that. We
favoring the
go with the
Chiefs here.
Lions. I know it is Arrowhead, but Jared Goff's gonna ball out. He's gonna have another fucking 150 passer rating game against these Chiefs. The
Yeah,
Chiefs aren't ready for what the Lions are
I'm
bringing.
definitely leaning the Lions in that heavy artillery style offense that they got going there.
That's right. You can't stop Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery, and then if by some chance you do, Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams are running by you at 25 miles an hour to score.
Yeah, that's true. After that, we got the Bills going to Atlanta. Bills are favored by 5.5 points.
Bills are going to Atlanta. They're coming off a tough loss. They'll bounce back. It's the Falcons. I think the Dirty Birds had a bye week last week too, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
No, they did. Okay, so yeah, the bye week will throw them off. They got a rookie quarterback, Penix Jr. That Bills defense is hungry. They'll get after him. I don't think it might get a little close before halftime, say 10-10, but then the Bills will start putting it on like they always do near the end.
Yeah, the Falcons' defense is good. Usually, their offense very inconsistent, and it's not great. I'm gonna go with the Bills. Might not be the prettiest of games, but they win it.
Right.
And then we got who I have dubbed to my wife Mr. Inconsistent, Caleb Williams and the Bears taking on the Commanders in Washington.
Mr. Inconsistent is right, I would have to say.
Because like
This is
sometimes he's so
probably
hot and
the
sometimes he's not.
you got that right. And this is probably the first game where we have no active injuries to report at the time. So everyone should be playing that should be there. This feels like a game that the Bears are going to win because they almost have no business winning it. Maybe that's going to be attributed to the Mr. Inconsistent. He's going to come out hot and strike Roma Dunze for 2 touchdowns and 75 yards or some crap, you know?
Yeah, it could
Or
happen.
is it going to be this is when the Commanders decide to self destruct? Because
Yeah,
Jaden
this.
Daniels he's got no interceptions, but he's only got 4 touchdown passes.
Yeah, because he missed
He's
two
not
games, I
really
believe it was.
slanging. Right.
Yeah, he
Wow.
looked
I guess
good
I didn't
last week.
realize oh, sorry. I was looking at the wrong stat. He has 25 touchdowns last year. I was looking at how many he ran in and like he only threw 6 touchdowns last year. That don't
Oh,
seem right. They were the NFC fucking runner
he's
up.
like, that's not right.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah.
I am I am curious. Are you actually leaning for the Bears?
I think I'm gonna lean towards the Bears. That's my upset alert of the week. Monday
Yes.
night game. Jaden Daniels is back, but this might be the time Caleb
This,
Williams comes out and actually does something. As long as the Bears don't shoot themselves in the foot on a Hail Mary. Was it against the Commanders last time as well?
ooh,
It was.
it was.
It was. That's right. That long old bomber. 2 seconds, Noah Brown, 52-yard touchdown. Gag me with a spoon. That's right. Yeah,
With
I'm
a
still sticking with the
spoon,
Bears.
Simpson.
They're salty on that loss. They're salty on that loss.
The 2-2 Bears. Oh, I don't know where I feel like it should go to Washington. Like I feel like it should, but I keep staring at the Bears. Like
Something about it.
they have a good
Something about it.
defense. It's not great, but it's good. They can shut down
Hmm.
Jane Daniels sometimes. So they're not gonna. I don't think the Commanders are gonna run away with a score and get like not like the Lions.
Say Jaden Daniels throws his first pick of the season. I think the Bears
The Bears. That's kind of crazy. To think.
welcome. Right?
I am.
Coming from a Packers fan.
It's true. I know. I'm rooting for the enemy there. Um, the only team that would have been worse to tie with in Dallas would have been the Bears for me personally. But all right,
Honestly, that would have been a shot to the gut.
I'm gonna have to call it. It's getting late for me.
Hey,
I gotta
that was
go.
already 2.5 hours. Holy smokes.
I know we've been doing it for a minute. Um, yeah, it's been fun. It's good to do the power rankings, and we went over the games. And we'll have to get together next week if you are down for that as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will. I'm always down. It feels good. We were planning this years ago, not so much in this kind of way. We were supposed to be in our own little garage, but hey.
But hey,
No, no, this works just as well. I'm very stoked, very proud of you for getting this thing going too. The channel's coming together good, and the videos are even improving. And this, again, 2.5 hours almost didn't feel like it. And we've nailed some power rankings, and so far the picks have been pretty good.
picks have
If
been
the
pretty
Bears
good.
won goofy up, my bad, but I'm feeling it in my guts. This is going to be a Bears game. So